Y'all, I'm sitting here trying to cool down for everything I fucking love. And I'm hot as fuck. Soon as I put this shirt on, just hold me in the heat. Jesus Christ. I guess this is regulating the body because the heat is ridiculous. Oh my god. I literally just cleaned out my fucking ears. The fucking Q-tip. Ah, this is not that bad. Who is? Oh, it's Saturday night. It's Saturday night, and I feel alright. Currency on the west side. Oh, Jesus Christ. Please help me. This don't make no sense. I know. I'm just dumb. No, I'm not speaking. Okay, let me get my phone. I wanted y'all to be able to see the candlelight as I was doing this channel message, but it's too dark. Because if I turn this light off, look, if I just turn it up, y'all can't see me at all. I don't care, but if you ask me, I just might just give you a shout out. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Thank you for coming in. I don't like it when words scream at me. I'm like, come in here with some etiquette, please and thank you. Promptly. Castics. Shout out to Castics. Thank you for asking. It's only very few people that come in here and be like, shout me out. I'm like, what? That's how it feels. And that's a mess. So we're going to be talking about, we're going to listen to this video first and foremost. How are they blaming melanated people for this man that got pum pum in his dome piece, right? Y'all gonna just blame us for everything. Y'all not gonna take no accountability for slavery, nothing. It's their fault. None of y'all actions is your own fault. That's crazy. That sounds very illegitimate, but I see this very much embedded into y'all bloodline, and that is a generational curse, and it goes for melanated folks alike. It really does. It really does. Because I can tell you firsthand, there's a lot of ignorant folk out here, and there's a lot of educated folks. And once they get themselves balanced out, they be doing a lot better. But boy, I tell you, hating on somebody else's struggle is a real thing. Pretty much the truth. Jesus came in with the truth. Yes, Jesus did. Thank you. Thank you. What's your name? Zazels. Thank you for the compliment about my hair. Appreciate you. Hello, how you doing? How you doing, Chavis? I don't have a favorite animal. I like most animals. Because I can't. I'd be lying if I say I like all. I love all animals. I do have a certain love. Like I have a certain love for all people. They're all the same. I have a certain love for everything and everybody. But some, I like more than others. I would prefer to have to, approach a wild wolf as opposed to approaching a ex-husband. So therefore, it lies in aspects of vibration and respect. And respecting each other's vibes. It's a real thing. So what I was going to talk about is Jesus for real. How many times was Jesus denied? Due to other people's insecurities and lack thereof knowledgeable accountability and loyalty and no self no self-value. Ooh, nose itch on that one. He says, if you were a spirit animal, what would I be? I'd be shapeless and formless. If you guys ever watch the new Demon Slayer movie, no, I haven't. If it's not ready and available on YouTube or somebody's like, hey, somebody that I can chill with, mind you, which will be absolutely nobody at this point. I ain't seen the new movie. So, no loyalty. Why the insecurities? The world is built off of insecurities. Think about it. The actions and the reactions of most people are built off of insecurities. Not based off of really common respect. Hey, you guys. Same question. So, insecurity. People and their insecurity. That can lead to a lot of different realms of realities. Thank you guys for the like, shares, and subscribes. Thank you guys so much. Simply because of the lack of patience, the lack of willingness to change, the lack of willingness to let go of old paradigms, people, places, and things that no longer serve us, thought forms and patterns. Things like this can really keep us attached to insecurities that we feel are safe and healthy boundaries, right? This is the big, yeah. This is why self-reflection is so important on a daily, on a regular basis. Find out what your triggers are, heal them. It's going to be a continuous thing. And it's factual, right? And it's validatable, really. So when I look at a lot of aspects, that's what I'm looking at. Their perspective, the perspective they're coming from, and what thought form and pattern that they're operating in, right? This is a part of building your discernment. Thank you guys for like, share, and subscribe. This is part of building your own discernment. This is very important. Why is it important? This depends upon the codependencies that we have in our lives, around our lives, and the people that we interact with. As to why I don't fuck with a lot of people. Right. When I tell you, it's ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous. I've been going through a lot, and I'm just like, I have like mandatory 3-4 goals, right? Me, myself, and I, my children, my home, my safety, my security, and whatever else I have to deal with. That's a have to, that's a must. All of these things affect all of these things. The things that I have to deal with, I know for a fact I should not have to deal with them. A lot of us know that for facts, but unfortunately, this system is not changing fast enough, but that comes with patience and people's healing, growing, and evolving process. Woo! So we're going through that with everybody on accord to our own vibration. And having to try to drag people through their own trenches off of your strength is also dealing with their burdens because they don't want to deal with them. So it's kind of like you stop and you say, hey, like I said, God is going to say, you drop something right there. Isn't that yours? You know, and it'll make you take a whole nother perspective. Case in point, people like to play with me and think, oh, well, she's stupid, she's slow, she's dumb. But when you see the other aspect after you get done doing your manipulation and your conniving and buffoonery, you will see at the end of the day and every day and every moment that I'm going to be prosperous in my goals reaching, period. With the confidence and the drive that I have sustained in myself alone. And what other people, you know, they might happen to see or know or don't even know. And they just, you know, happen to bless me with whatever. Running off the energy alone, your blessings come to you just out of nowhere. And you be like, okay, I'm glad I just made that move. That was a good move. It's just like how Jesus was portrayed. Jesus knew that Jesus was going to be betrayed. And it was still a work in progress. So, needless to say, we are all going through our work in progress in the vibrational match in what we are now. So, learning from that and really self-reflecting and projection is your goal. What what is your projection? Let's just say their harmful projection towards the people that did not deserve it is going to be their gold. This is why I say, look back at the names that were used in these places and where they fucking came from. The vibrational energy is going to match. To say the least, think of it in this perspective as well. You are a person that knows your family and how they can act, or you find out how they can act, behind the scenes, right? When they think nobody's going to catch them, nobody's going to find out, and God ain't watching. Like, they think God ain't watching, right? You find out they're being racist. You find out they're being all kind of whatever they could be trying to hide. But you are the one that is trying to break that generational curse, and you're not going to tolerate that type of behavior, that type of energy to be around you, or whatever you have going on. It's a thing. So, for which vibrational matches are going against what unity and peace is supposed to be going on, they're going to be taken out, unfortunately. I did say by hook or by crook, in whatever natural state. I mean, you could blame us, but at the same time, you can't whoop us. You can't beat us. So God is like, well, at the end of the day, they really don't have any control. They are just pretending as if they do have control over the vibrational matches and what is going into this new world. Oh, Jesus, what? So they're acting as if they have control over what vibrational matches are going into this new world and this new state of vibration. They are vastly finding out that they really don't have that power and control of what they're thinking that they have, which is realization, right? A time for reflection, a time for taking the higher road. I didn't know that. I'm getting so tired of seeing these commercials too, talking about if your person is hiding their phone, if you think they're cheating, if this, if that. That person just wouldn't have to worry about it. To say the least. Okay, so moving on. Okay, next page. I'm glad I started writing on this page. I didn't even know. Intuitiveness. How many exes was what? Oh, how many times did Jesus get rejected? How many times, in which ways, you really need to ask yourself this question. This will let you know how difficult and how uneasy taking a journey of healing is and will be. This is holding to account your own actions, your ancestors' own actions previously before you, and as such today. And ultimately being yourself. And we're going to go over that video with Bobby Hemmett, and how it really does correlate with Mama T and what she's saying concurrently to date. which it seems scary, but it's ultimately the truth. And seeing it played out in the game is wild to me. But ultimately, that is what it is. So, how we are the masters, how we are the actual monsters that they are talking about in these allegorical stories, and how are shutting up for themselves and actually heal instead of taking revenge and being prideful in all of these things. I mean, we see it being played out. It's something that we can't really ignore right now, only because it's we can ignore it, but I believe every time, like I'm trying to ignore what's going on in the news, something wild happens, and it's like, message, you know, and it just is what it is. It's a message, and there ain't no doubt about it that it can't be refuted. It can't be ignored whatsoever. Oh, oh, I went out of it. So this is gonna be a long video, y'all. So this is Bobby Hemmett. Ancestors are energy waiting on you to achieve, activate them, achieve them, activate them. Okay. So this YouTuber's channel posted this video 2 months ago, just came up on my feed, not by coincidence, because I was looking really for more answers and more how I can interconnect all of these different downloads I was getting and experiencing all at the same time. As well, angel number 2222, I did see, so look that up for what message. Oh, let me write that down. That may mean. Did I write that? No, I wrote down 22. Um, um, reproductive magic. I got a 10/10 on that one. But let me write this down too. 2222. Angel number. I'm gonna look up the meaning of that. Should I do that before? Yeah, let me do that before. Let me see, did this one 3 months ago. Embrace harmony. Miracles are being birthed for you. It's all about labor pains, yeah. Okay, we're gonna take the shortest one we can probably take right now. All right. Y'all, it was funny. I feel like I'm getting my body, and I'm not gonna give it up.
You are like me. You always look at the clock at exactly 22:22. This number has been a permanent occurrence in my life ever since
I like the clock.
Have you also seen the 2222 angel number for for a long time? Maybe not since your childhood years, but more recently perhaps. Has it become more prevalent over any other number you have noticed recently?
Excuse me. It's
If so, you are on
11:44.
the receiving end of a
What it
message from your
says
guardian angels.
this
So what
time.
does it mean when you keep seeing the 2222 angel number? Simply put, seeing this number represents balance, consideration, selflessness, and love. It also signifies the importance of having faith and trust in living your spiritual life purpose and soul mission. Let's dig deeper and fully analyze what your guardian angels are trying to tell you when you are presented with the number 2222. Angel number 2222 is an interesting one as it is 4 digits with one repeating one. This means the strength and energy of 2 is amplified. Additionally, this angel number consists of the master number 22. So before we take an in-depth look at the whole number, we need to consider...
And I did see 88. That does it. Yeah, 4 is 88. Yeah.
what 2 and 22 mean and how these energies interact with each other. The number 2 is symbolic of a partnership, diplomacy, selflessness, and fulfillment. It also goes along with your life's purpose and your faith, not only in the spiritual world, but also in yourself. The master number 22, known as the master builder, is perhaps the most powerful number in numerology. Those who obtain the number have enormous success both in their personal and business lives. These people tend to be extremely dedicated to their goals and dreams and will do whatever it takes to reach them. This may...
Wait. Because it goes along with the message. It really does. I love God. I love how God be guiding in my life. I really do. Just do the process. Work the process. Don't let it work you.
These types of people inhabit certain desirable characteristics like being insightful, courageous, practical, intelligent, and imaginative. So what are your guardian angels trying to tell you with the number 2222? This number represents balance, consideration, selflessness, and love. It also signifies the importance of having faith and trust in living your spiritual life purpose and soul mission. This angel number promotes you to adopt a balanced and harmonious approach to life. This is greatly encouraged with the emphasis heavily applied on it being a peaceful one in all areas of your life. This angel number requires you to trust and have faith in your guardian angels and the universe that everything will turn out well. Another important point I need to make is the trust in yourself that is needed when you are presented with this number. Believe in yourself, believe your intuition. It will not lead you astray. And this is the most important point to remember. The angel number 2222 stresses the crucial part love has in your life. Love yourself, take care of yourself, love those that are close and dear to you, and take care of them as well. This will connect the prosperity and energies of the universe. With the act of self-love comes the ability to express yourself and makes it possible for you to tap into your creative energies and work towards your soul mission. With the angel number 2222, the concept of love in this instance should be applied to the self. As we've just observed earlier, through your ability to love yourself, you will be able to express yourself more fully. Any sort of negative opinion and emotion towards the self will hinder you from achieving your desires, as well as the ability to love and care for others. I've spoken earlier about a peaceful and harmonious balance that this angel number encourages you to achieve. This can only come to fruition when you accept yourself. You might have been successful in acquiring a desire balance in all other aspects of your life, but if you're still fighting against yourself, all effort is useless. When this angel number presents itself to you repeatedly and you have acknowledged its meaning, you begin working on finding a balance in your life that affords you the peace and harmony you desire and quite frankly deserve. You must also learn to trust your guardian angels and the universe that everything will work out for the best. Do not harbor any negative thoughts or emotions. When such creep up, replace them immediately with a positive one. A positive attitude is crucial in attracting positive energies. Most importantly, you must give yourself permission to love yourself and engage the universe only Only when you do that, you are able to fully express yourself and engage the universe's full and abundant energy.
Ooh. Okay. Message is on point. I love it. It's on point. Oh my God. It's all about God. God is real.
Spend a night with my
God
daughter.
is real. Disgusting.
You see what I'm saying? Not bowing down to the person, but trying to pander to the person, because the person down there, when you come to them humble now, because we're talking about
Okay.
we're talking about a God, Roma again. We did that for thousands of years. So now, I use the forces. As a matter of fact, I was in Indianapolis. I woke up that morning, it was raining. I called up Oya, I called up, I said, now wait a minute. The black people ain't gonna come out if it's raining. Now what in the hell are y'all assholes making this shit rain when you know damn well we're working for you too? Listen, we're all in this together, shit. And sure enough, as soon as I said that you see what I'm saying? So my point is, the energy is out there now, but it needs someone to channel it. That's what our role is. That was ordained for us in the last days to get your power. That's the same thing
In the last days, to get your power is to channel the energy. You are the source.
I was talking about last night. Where Christ
It is not external anymore, but internal forces will help us.
comes and takes the force of Satan, which is the raw power energy, and he uses that. He's using that particular power because he's conquered that power. So the key is that's not necessarily true. I don't want to with no damn spirits that can't get in front of no damn camera and shit based on the electromagnetic force field, because based on the stuff that's getting ready to go down, we need some real deal power to kick his ass when it all go down. So
We need some real deal power when we go down and kick his ass.
no damn spirits that can't get in front of no damn camera and shit based on the electromagnetic force.
The electromagnetic forces that can't get in front of no camera and protect us against electromagnetic forces.
Because based on the stuff that's getting ready to go down, we need some real deal power to kick his ass when it all go down. So the ones I call on, they better come and do this shit right. You know, and based on that, we're talking about a chain of command, and we're also talking about going back to see the movie Last Dragon. The man was always looking for the master in the movie, and come to find out he was the master. You see what I'm saying? So that's the key right now. We get too much respect for the ancestors, and the ancestors ain't nothing but a damn nigga that lost the body. That's it. You understand what I'm saying? And some of them are confused too. Don't let nobody fool you. Some of our ancestors and some of the gods are lost because they are random energies in an abandoned zoo. And the only reason why how they ever get to the particular point where they're directed the right way is you.
He said our ancestors are, some of them are confused too. They ain't nothing, some of them are nothing but animals at a zoo, just like lost, wandering,
Got to conceive of it, and you got
which is true.
to line it up because the simple fact that's our task.
He wasn't being disrespectful. He was telling us, stop worshiping energy that's confused. Some of these spirits are just wandering. No direction, no focus, until we line them up.
So therefore, we do on the back. Plus, you got to realize this particular part. If you put the libation on the video, and a person's in the house somewhere in Alabama watching the actual video, this particular libations can also electrify his house and give him the gag dog on multiple dreams and lucid dreams. You see what I'm saying? So we're talking about all of that particular stuff is archetypes of the collective unconsciousness, but we are taught based on the ancestors, because that was the last cycle. The last cycle was, we worship, and we don't worship shit. We are the goddamn ancestors, because I'm going to show you something. Guess where the ancestors go when they leave your body? They go and live inside of you. They live inside of you. That's where your ancestors are. Each man has his own universe, and when the ancestors go, they live inside of you. So when you speak to ancestors, you're only magnifying your own power. You're only magnifying your own power because they are all in a part of you. We're talking about the same substance, the same substance. And time out for all this old righteousness and beautiful and all that old fucked up shit, the old African shit, the same old, all this shit beautiful and praise the beauty. It's war time now. So fuck the white man and fuck any asshole that don't want to get down with the show. You see, and I'm going to tell you what the Legba told me in the damn Mauritius. They said, man, we can't help you no more. That was in 95. I said, what? In 96, I said, we cannot help you anymore. Because you are dependent on us and you're looking at us as an objective entity outside of your own self. And so you come to us like you come to your brothers on the corner. Don't come to us. And what was that? That was a way of teaching me that basically, you understand that we are all the same pattern. So at this particular time, I don't try to give the type of respect to the ancestors no more than I give the same people in this room. That's why I say, hey, if you pouring libations, if we try to be one with the gods, you understand what I'm saying, or one with the forces, it's kind of stupid to exclude the forces when we're the same damn forces and the forces is inside of us. You understand what I'm saying? You on the video, so they be on the video. And so you got to start looking at these things as random forces of energy, no different than bleach, Ajax, washing powder, gasoline, gunpowder. You understand what I'm saying? A nigger knocker, a whipstick, or whatever you want to call the shit. You got to look at it that way, and you are the one that's in control of that thing, because you are the Heru, the warrior. And you harness their energy, not the ancestors, protect me, it's all about you. You see what I'm saying? See, the you and all that stuff blew that out of proportion for the simple fact that when they were in the mystery schools, they understood at the particular time because they had a mystery system in West Africa, just like you had the one in East Africa. And they understood that ultimately the initiate first comes in, and the initiate comes in and he learns all about the gods and all this type of stuff. When he gets to a certain age, about 30, they come in and say, hey, look, them gods you've been worshiping, they're you. Or they gods just like you. And he has to deal with the point, if he's going to become a god and be one like God, he has to identify with them, and he has to literally take the next 10 years of his life to erase this whole thing based on him being separated from the gods. But after the priests had to go up underground based on
So what he's saying is, when we turn about 30, 33, this is why you'll see a lot of spiritual deaths to people in 3s and 33s, simply because they're going through initiation, and it's time for them to go through initiation. It's fucked up. And they try to unalive a lot of people before they hit 33. 33 represents the ascending energy through your spinal column going to the heavens, connecting you to the heavens, right? No matter what color you are, all right? So this represents you ascending. And this goes along with what we talked about in our last video, forgetting what you pretty much have learned, meaning not holding on to it so tightly for dear life, like it's your lifeline. Going through certain things, like I did. Dark night of the soul is fucking dark. You know, you feel like you end up finding out a lot of things spiritually, and it doesn't make any sense, but then eventually later it'll make sense. Like fuck. Like right now I'm going through some shit and I'm like, because God had to reveal something to me for real. And because I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like I said, I'm going through a lot. Spiritually, it's all the time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you get to where a place you can start telling the difference between spiritual and reality and the different timelines and how they exist and what form they're taking and when they're going to take form. You know, if they haven't or they already have, you'll understand what the hell is going on simultaneously, which is fucking like if you go on your mission and you do your mission, when you are able to sit back and reflect on what has happened, you have that realization of damn, like this shit was really going on in the background and I had no fucking clue. And you're connected to this person and that person, this person, that person, this person, them. And simultaneously, we are all coexisting in some realm of fashion. And it gets kind of crazy. It feels very crazy at times, but when you go with good faith and good works, and of course with a stern fist, like for real, or palm, like back that ass up, help the boundaries right, you will be more successful in taking your healing journey. Fuck, it's like, ooh, it's amazing, but it's also scary at the same time.
Degeneration and based on colonization and based on wars, they went up underground, and so therefore the mystery, the higher component died out, and the regular people just started worshiping the entities. So I thought all this and all that kind of thing. Which are 7 major deities, 7 chakras. There's how many hundred other major deities? Deities. You got chakras and glands, and it's all nothing but the mechanism of your own body. But they lost that magic. So now we got all the new Egyptians here. Everybody calling on Osiris and all that. They ain't doing it but calling on their own damn self. You see what I'm saying? So we got to get out of this whole Christianized, Judeo-Christian mentality. You understand what I'm saying? The way we view these Camite deities, they are formulas. But they are not just formulas outside of you, they are your formulas. You see what I'm saying? They're your formulas and all. And that's the point about it, why people not being trained that much in the occult to understand this particular stuff. You got to push the envelope to the point where you got to stop making it an objective entity outside of yourself. You see? So my thing, based on what I know, and I know how this shit works. You see, I know how this stuff works. You got to doggone include them as a part of you. So therefore, we will pour libations on the damn camera in the goddamn bathroom. I'm on the damn toilet. I call on the shit. I said, damn, that's kind of a foul place to call up Ogun. I said, wait a minute, motherfucker, I'm Ogun. I'm sitting on Ogun. He's taking a damn shit. See? And we got to constantly, and this is a hard thing, but we got to constantly deal with this because we've had thousands of years of worshiping. And it's very lonely without a God, you understand what I'm saying, above you, whereas the God being a part of you in the force, of the force, that you are actually the agent carrying out God's will.
So we are the actual agents carrying out God's work. And or demon, depending on what energy the person is possessing, right? So this is why it's important to know your energy and be able to recognize other people's energy as well.
It's lonely when you don't have something to bow down to. It's very lonely. So therefore, it's no different than moving out of the house the first time and be by your damn self. You move out with some friends, you can get through it. But by yourself, you move out of the house the first time, it's very lonely when you ain't got no, when your mom and daddy ain't around. When it's the same hierarchy when it comes to the God realm. You are now adults. You are now adults. And you don't supposed to pray to them, you're supposed to demand. And you got to demand seriously, just like you ever got mad at a person? You get mad and grit your doggone tooth? That's power. You see what I'm saying? You're supposed to demand this and that happen, but don't demand on no bullshit because that's not what the energy is for. So don't demand to have no damn fur coat. But I'm saying I demand for my fucking lights not to get cut off. You see what I'm saying? And you got to literally demand these things because you're using the same forces. You see what I'm saying? Don't pray to them. Quit praying. You see what I'm saying? Quit praying. So we call on them and all, but it's the same energy, and that's the thing we have to drive home because we don't get it. We are the gods who are to come is our own self.
We are the gods
That's
who
what
are
the whole
called
Christ mechanism is all about.
Our own
You
self.
see what I'm saying? There is no God but man because man is the active agent of God. It's something like God is called the nothingness. It has all the potential in the world, but without a plug or without a machine. So we are the agent of what you would call the perfecting agent of God, of the nothing. So therefore, we don't supposed to be bound down to the nothingness because the nothingness put itself in motion as us to do what the hell it wants. But somehow in his journey to do what he wants, he got hit in the damn head and the other part got separated. The other part looking back thinking that's God, and it's the same damn shit. It's like being in the same house, wanting to get to another part of the doggone house, but the door is closed and you thinking the house is totally separate. You thinking the house you want to be is down the street, but it's just a room away. You see, so that's what we have to deal with at this particular time, is becoming, and it's almost a therapeutic, psychological thing on what you have to deal with on that particular level. Once I got above that, now I do what the fuck I want to do. I want to scratch my ass, I scratch my ass. You understand what I'm saying? I purposely do things out of the moralistic realm, including thoughts. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's what we're talking about, the same force. That force that hit Jamaica the other damn night ain't got no shit to drop out, no Bible, about no moralism, what I'm going to do. This type of stuff, it hit Jamaica and kill ass. Well, that's the same force that's inside of us, and that's what we got to understand. And until we realize that, the white man understands. That's what moralism and slave religions are about. To keep you from your higher self. And your higher self is called the monstrous soul. That's what it is. All the monsters you see on the monster movie, that's us. Ridley Scott went over to Europe and made a whole movie called Alien. Alien 1 through 4. And that alien you see is us. You see, is us. He got it from the Necronomicon, and Ridley Scott was a member of the Crawleys OTO. And that whole alien thing. And so, but when you see the alien, you're terrified, because the alien see you, you dead. Let's figure this shit out. What's the guy name? He did he created the stuff for Species too. H. Geiger. H.G. Geiger. And we saw his work, and he took the adaptation of his work and made Alien from it, because H. Geiger went over and helped him on the set to make the alien thing. But you see how the alien was no shit. He saw you died. Well, that's talking about the monstrous soul of the black man. You saw it bleed the acid. In the alchemical text, they say the philosopher's stone of God, which is melanin, is the most perfect acid. You see, so this is what this stuff is actually dealing with, and this is the level we have to get to at this particular time, because we got too many damn charlatans, we got too many preachers, and we got that, but we don't have enough people that is demonic. That's the key. It's not demonic as far as you. It's the white man's devil. This is how he views you. You get where I'm coming from? He's scared of you because he understands that you have a certain warrior energy, and you know what? This is the key. This is one thing that they don't let you know. Do you know that there's no text in Egypt, Samaria, Greek, Babylon, or none of the ancient world to talk about Christ being some Jesus loved the little church and all that love shit? All of the Christ, Hercules, to Horus, to...
That makes sense as far as the masculine nature. Had to be a deception because the male energy is a protector. It is not so much a nurturer. But in today's society, a lot of males are being forced into that. And over half the population. And, you know, in that they're experiencing a lot. What women go through is losing yourself, not knowing kind of like who you are, having to regain your steps and your abilities as to, you know, your self-worth. What is your self-worth? What am I here for? What is my, you know, what is my purpose? What?
Dionysus to all of that is killers. Bottom line. So when the Romans fashioned this docile bitch and gave it to the people, said this is the Hebrew Christ, the Hebrews or the Jews at that particular time said, hell no, that ain't the Christ. Remember, that came out of Egypt. They said, no, the thing that's coming at the end of the day is a killer. You see, it's a killer. It is the predator. They said, no, this is not it. They said, this is not the Christ. Not no motherfuckers talking about love and little babies and lambs and all that old bullshit. They took alchemical symbology and made a little pussy-fied, porcupine, little old doggone man walk around. That's Paul and Josephus. You don't find that shit beyond nobody else. You don't find that beyond, or you don't find that before that particular period of time. And that's a political shit to control a group of people around the world. You see what I'm saying? With all that old bullshit, you got that doctrine and all this kissing and hugging and all that shit. The Christ energy is a destructive demonic force that's supposed to come back in the last days to fuck the universe. And literally the entire universe. They say when the gods see him up there, they bow down to it. You see what I'm saying? It is right there in the Bible if you look at it. But all this other little doctrine is political, social, economical, and slavery. And that's what Paul did because he was under the authority of the Roman government and the church, and the Romans wanted to take a religion that they can put on people to make people bow down. So they had to take all of the warrior principles and make it into some old punkified ass sucker. So let's go. All right. Yeah. I'm in rock. I said Thomas. I said Bob. I said, you see what I'm saying? Which later on was degenerated into demon. There's a book called Demonic Reality. Demonic Reality. They explain all of this on what this whole demon thing is. The word Damian is Tahuti, which also equals melanin. The 72 demons of Goetia having 50 to 60 other demons of melanin, as well as 10,000 legions, because a legion means 10,000. A legion means 10,000. And that's what we're dealing with the whole Solomon thing, which is nothing but Osiris and the energy of Osiris. This is the Goetia of Solomon the king. But the problem is you get this and you try to work the magic. See, what's happening is the reason why the government is putting out all this magic shit because it don't work no more. And see, the cycle is gone now. A lot of this magic stuff, other than a few things that you can do, they don't work anymore. That's why I told you where's that book on. Oh, I got it up here. Yeah, okay, I think I put it in here. That's why. Wait a minute.
It's on the table. I have to see it.
Yeah, that's why. This one is one of the better ones. This book here, The Magician, Studies in Effective Magic by Philip Cooper. Because in here, see, a lot of the magic stuff don't work. That's why they're putting all this shit in there. You can go to a regular bookstore and buy all that magic. It don't work now because the cycle, this was a lot of stuff was for another cycle. That cycle has changed now. Now the magic is supposed to be mental power, where you're supposed to not do a practical application, but you're supposed to will the shit in the mind. So they putting out all this type of stuff. So when you go back, you be doing these little rituals and shit, and you ain't getting nothing. The key is just to study this to get an affirmation of what your own powers are. So it's like a case study. So you can look at the text and actually see the power in it. So it's more of a study than it is a practical application. That's why they started letting all that shit out. Don't let them fool you. If this shit was dangerous, the white boy wouldn't let it out. You understand? So the key is to get it into the subconscious, other than the technique. So in the book, I'm gonna read it to you. This book here deals with the subconscious. On page 2, Philip Cooper's book, Magic. A study in effective magic. So you can also use this in the subconscious just for, not just magic as far as trying to blow up something, just for shit that you want to deal with and put energy to it, just whether you're on the job or whatever. Somebody fucking with you, or you want to get another promotion. This magic is supposed to be used for everyday life on that level. So therefore, you use it and you live it, and they gotta give it to you. You understand what I'm saying? So he goes into the science and he said, well, let me give you a few exercises at the end just to build a psychic laboratory. So he's not necessarily saying you get into all the ritual and all that stuff. He said, we're just giving you these exercises so you can know the power of your own mind. But it says, page 2, the subconscious mind is a powerhouse, which is inside of you. Anytime you know it's subconscious, that means melanin. Dreamland. The subconscious mind is a powerhouse. It creates around us all that it believes to be true, according to the instructions we give it. So if you believe the white man is God, till you get that shit out of here, man, he gonna be God. And your shit gonna be less. Because your subconscious it's a cosmic computer. And it's only gonna deal with what you tell it. So
It says, he was saying, your subconscious is a cosmic computer.
And your shit gonna be less. Because your subconscious it's a cosmic computer. And it's only gonna deal with what you tell it.
It's only gonna deal with what you tell it. Your subconscious.
So if you don't change your thinking, you don't get it. You do how this shit go. That's how the world is. The melanin is called a shadow, and the shadow is what? A reflection. It's only a reflection of what your conscious gives it. So I told you I bypassed some other damn zodiacs and shit, because I told him, I said, hey, I'm the shit. You see, that's confidence. You see where I'm coming from? So, the subconscious mind is a powerhouse. It creates to you, all around you, what it believes to be true. So whatever it believes to be true, that's what it's going to deal with. According to the instructions you give it. Everything around you and everything that has been attracted to you is like a magnet. It is impossible to stop this creation process. Even when you leave the earth, it will continue, it will carry on creating for you and serving you. So that's why I was saying, that's what I'm saying about this libation and all that shit. You got to get on top of that, because this is your own subconscious that you're dealing with. And we got a war to regain our consciousness. They tell you in doom, the sleeper must awake. The sleeper must awake. He must take the water of life. The water is called your subconscious. It's called the ring, the ocean. That's a Leviathan, your subconscious. So even after you leave, it keeps on serving you. For this purpose, to attract to you all what you need. It does not reason. It just accepts instructions that are believed to be in your best interest. Before it will change its created pattern, it has to conceive the new instructions to be valid. This is where the will and the conscious mind comes into picture. And what this means is, the white boy is giving you his reality, his computer. And no matter how much you quote it and say that the black man is this and the black woman is this, and I'm the goddess this, and I'm all that. Until you get it out of the subconscious, you still a goddamn slave. You get them coming from here? Because the subconscious does not reason, it only accepts what you given it. And you might be giving your consciousness, giving it all this shit, but you're giving your conscious, your subconscious, the same old bullshit that you grew up with. Well, let's go and see what he says about that. This is an awesome book. Because they got some of these books on this magic stuff. But a lot
You don't want to give your subconscious the same thing that you grew up with because it does not resonate with you on a soul level.
these people are writing this shit because the X-Files is out. So shit, this new age man is hot. So they gotta make books to make money. And the Lou Evans and all these people are telling them, hey, we need people to come in. So they got a whole lot of bullshit. They don't even know what we're talking about. But every now and then you get a person that has studied and he knows what the deal is. And he can cut through all the complicated stuff. And that's when a person really knows that he can simplify stuff. So this particular book here is one of the better books out of all that stuff. And at this particular time, it's probably the only one you need on magic because you're trying to deal with the subconscious other than a whole lot of ritual. You see what I'm coming from here? I want to read something to you here. Look, the chapter on the magical mind. Let me see, hold on. The magical mind. Y'all all right? Listen. Okay. Before moving, so he's saying that in actuality, the subconscious has to deal with everything, but what's happening is that somebody that gave you some facts in reality. Now look at this. Before moving to the ultimate power of the subconscious mind, we ought to spend a little time looking at what we call facts. Since your birth, much of what you know has been given to you by someone else. You see, your parents, your teacher, society, television, and so on. You have been given the facts, and your subconscious mind has been acting on these facts ever since. From now on, you must question these facts to say if they are indeed really true. To see if they, if they are indeed really true. Or most important, if they are true for you. Because what's the white man's true for him and works for him might not be for you. You see. As I have already mentioned, quite widely known that your character is modeled the first 2 years of your life. From then on, you are set in your ways. Do you remember? The idea that I have given in chapter 1 on the traditional lines of thinking, and he goes on to say it basically is all based on all this particular stuff. And here's one, even if you are not a Christian, as I am not, you still have to conform to Christian ideas of dogma. You see, and now millions of laws that prop up the original 10 Commandments. And there are still many things that you cannot do on Sunday. And if you go into court, you are expected to swear oath to a Christian Bible. So it goes into saying that this Christian church, like I was saying, all this shit has got you locked down and fucked up in the mind. And even when we become Afrocentric in consciousness, we just change the damn deities, but we still look at them with a Judeo-Christian and even Islamic view. Because there's also an esoteric Islam, and that shit will bound down to our life bullshit to another form of slavery. Like Dr. Ben said, you jumping from the pot to the goddamn frying pan. You know you're going to get burnt anyway. Because there's always the esoteric counterpart. There's Sufism, which is the real shit. And Islam comes from some Persian shit called Ismailism. You see what I'm saying? You don't know nothing about that because, see, that's the shit that they got up in Princeton that they hide from your ass. But if you go to Barnes and Nobles, or if you can order them and look at the Ernos papers, they call some books put out, edited by Joseph Campbell. And they call it Ernos papers. And one of the writers is dealing with the real Sufism. It's called Henry Corbin, if you want to get real Sufism. And there's a whole shit on there on Ismailism. And that's where Islam comes from. It's type, Ernos papers. Also, the Persian is nothing but Kushite Arabian from Ethiopian Arabia, Kushite and Persia, same black people, and that's your Sufism. Muhammad and shit was just taught the esoteric thing and stuff based on to teach a savage white Arab You see what I'm saying? By Belial. So the religion is a Belialian invention. He didn't know how to read all right, so he didn't know motherfucker whispered in. Even if a person whispered in his ear, he couldn't write the shit down. It was Belial that wrote the fucking Quran. See what I'm saying? Wrote the Quran. So we're talking about these facts and this blueprint. So this particular thing here, so the Goetia, you just get this as a case study to understand the seals and the chakras and all that type of thing. Because they also talk about Leviathan. They're going to break the heads of Leviathan in Isaiah. Those heads are these seals. These serpent seals. And once these seals are broken, you see what I'm saying? 7 major seals. Once they're broken, you see what I'm saying? These Daimonic energies, which is the melanin energies, will retake the earth from the cracks of the universe. You see what I'm saying? Will retake the earth and the whole universe and oust this old cycle of gods and ruling this shit and got us out here sleeping. Because now's the time to come back. Now, in the old one, yeah. How many people got problems with this stuff? All right.
Praying 5 times a day is all that.
All that old bullshit. Praying is begging. And keeping you down here. That's sacred. So let's go on. We got a lot to deal with right now. Let me get some of my other stuff right now because I want to deal with a couple other things right here. Let me deal with this Prometheus thing right now. Azazel is Prometheus, so you get the movie Azazel. Also, go and get if you just get, because I want you to get a mythology book, I want you to get one that covers all mythology. So get that guy David Adams Leeming's book that I talked about last night, which is mythology. It's called The World of Myth and Anthology. There's book 1. Then the other one is Mythology, The Voyage of the Hero, and then it'll give you all the mythology around the world. From Native American, all that stuff, so you'll be like an encyclopedia. Get that particular book, because most encyclopedias, they only give you short passages. This particular book, he split up into 2 volumes, so he deals with stuff extensively. A very good book to get. David Adams Leeming. The name of one of the book is The World of Myth and Anthology. The other book is Mythology, The Voyage of the Hero. The Voyage of the Hero. Azazel taught the man the art of reading and magic and civilization to raise him up from his wretched state. That's so the fall, and he was cast out because of that. Lucifer did the same thing in another particular one. Samuel told him to bite from the golden apples. We'll get into that in a few minutes from the tree of life, as well as Prometheus in the Greek thing did the same thing. Taught man this particular thing. Azazel is Prometheus. Prometheus is the Christ. Prometheus, there's a book out on Prometheus you can get. The name of the guy, the author is called, I got another book by him, but the one you want to get is, his name is, K-E-R-E-N-Y-I. K-E-R-C-E-N-Y-I. And that particular guy has a book out on Prometheus, which is the same. He shows parallels with Christ. Prometheus was staked to a cross, and a vulture tore out his liver. Jesus was staked to the cross, and they pierced his side with a sword. So you see this particular mythology reoccurring over and over and over again until Paul decided to make the shit historical and fool every damn body. But Prometheus later on becomes Satan. You see what I'm saying? One in the doggone same. If you get that Kabbalistic breakdown for the word serpent in the Garden of Eden, and Christ and Messiah is, I think it's 556 is the same damn number. You see what I'm saying? So Prometheus stole fire from the gods. Prometheus stole fire, and the fire he stole was a glowing charcoal. That's melanin. From the chariot of the sun. You see what I'm saying? And from the chariot of the sun. So it is this particular part he stole a glowing charcoal. This is in Robert Graves' book, Greek Myths. In the glowing charcoal from the chariot of the sun, it's telling you right there that both that charcoal or melanin, is the shadow, but it also tells you, when he say the chariot of the sun, is talking about a certain energy or the star energy. Now, it's interesting because, see, this white boy just put out this thing in, this is the November issue called Starfire, the Goal of the Gods. Now, it's in Nexus Magazine, October and November, so this is part one. It's a 3-part thing. Now, what he's trying to front here is that there's a bloodline from Jesus Christ. But Jesus Christ, the Masonic people and people that rule the world knew that Jesus Christ never existed as a physical person, but that Jesus Christ was a race of people that would be on the earth at the end, which is us. So on one thing, he's saying the bloodline to the Christ because the simple fact that because they prove the whole world thinking that Christ is a Jew or a white Jew. First they say he's a Jew, then they get these fake Jews that came in Spain and fake the black Jew out. You see what I'm saying? And so now they're trying to make a bloodline and they're trying to establish the Christ shit for white people. So on one thing, the scholarship that he's dealing with is bad. He's dropping it, but he makes sure, and he takes it back to Egypt, but he makes sure he keeps it with Cain and Abel in the Judeo-Christian line because it debunks his theory if he says Horus. Or you to go back to the Greek shit and bring it back to the mythological thing. So, but in his article, he's talking about this Starfire. Now, on one of the parts of the article, on page 31 of the book, so you're going to go and pick this up now because it's on the news stands now at Borders Bookstore, Barnes and Nobles and stuff, you see what I'm saying? And he also bears witness to this. First of all, in Gerald Massey's book of the beginning, Gerald Massey's Natural Genesis, he's going to take note. In Ancient Egypt, Light of the World. In the part, he has a section in Ancient Egypt, Light of the World on Revelations. And he identifies the beast in Revelation, and he says it was a god Sebek. The crocodile deity, the god Sebek in ancient Kemet. Massey identifies that. Now, in this, they say that the kings in early succession reigned in summer in Egypt before the kings of Israel, were anointed upon the coronation with the fat of a dragon or sacred crocodile. Sacred crocodile. So the dragon, beast, crocodile. This is the noble beast that is referred to in Egypt as Messi, which from the Hebrew verb anoint. The king of the dynastic successions were referred to as dragons or Mashiachs, the anointed ones. So in actuality, he's telling you that the dragon or the beast, he's saying the whole thing, that there's a connection between the beast in Revelation and Christ, the anointed one, is the same damn shit. The dragon and the beast is the actual energy, which I bear witness to you last night. You see, now, the article is called, it's going to be in Nexus Magazine, October and November issue. This is one, Starfire and the Goal of the Gods. Starfire is the name of the article, The Goal of the Gods. This is the white boy that wrote the book Bloodline of the Holy Grail. Now, he has a book on this coming out sometime in March or February. But he's going to drop the 3 articles in the next couple of months. But we're going to read something else that's important in here that he talks about. That he talks about here. Let me show you this particular part here. It says that this strict term, original starfire or lunar essence of the goddess, but even in everyday mundane environment, is called menstruum menstrual fluid contains a valuable and darkened secretion, especially those of the pineal and the pituitary glands. The brain pineal gland is particularly and directly associated with the tree of life, which is the same tree that they told you not to eat from in the damn Bible. So
we got the right to the tree of life. A1 to run. Run, children, run, children, run. I say, we got the right to the tree of life. We will continue this at another time. something is calling my name and I'm going to answer. And that thing is called the other Rams. Y'all be great. Love yourself. Never give up.